Hey guys, and welcome to the Hobby News. Alright, so Creature Caster have some exciting developments going on. We're seeing a pretty big war machine coming from them. So they've got pre-orders up for it. It's here, the Engines of Annihilation. So on their social media, they've been posting images of this, and I thought it'd be fun to take a look at it because it's a cool idea. So they're getting into some, I guess, large-scale mech suits, I suppose. Well, not mech suits, but sort of, I guess, robotic walkers, that sort of thing, but fused with demonic energy, you know, like demon engines, that sort of thing. So, yeah, super fun, right? I really love this is very sort of old-school wargaming, like almost John Blanche style, like very interesting way to concept the art, you know. I really like that a lot. You know, this type of, I guess, drawing style is really fun and very evocative, and they've definitely nailed the look in the sculpt. If you look at them side by side, they've really paid a lot of attention to trying to keep that idea and that vibe going. So yeah, really nice. Got a lot of nice details going on here. Unfortunately, this is the biggest image they've got. We're going to take a look at the other information in a second, but we'll take a look at this because there isn't actually a close up yet of it. I'm assuming they'll eventually put one up, but it's only a small image. You can't get a large one. So yeah, really interesting. We've got, you know, this sort of demonic head coming out of they've sort of changed. We can see here the original concept was more of an organic demonic opening here, which is really interesting, and then they've gone for something a little bit more mechanical for the final version. And I'm not sure why they've chosen that, but it's definitely a little different. We've got like a more cathedral-like top here, this arch, and then we're moving into some other shapes and forms here. We've got a ton of skulls all embedded inside here, which is a nice addition. Again, different from what we've got here. This one, I guess, is a more robot-like looking structure, and on this one they've sort of, yeah, it's weird. It's like they've taken, this one's got more of the demonic elements and the structure built in. It's more solid, but less around the central area, and here we've got more of the demonic in the center and less around the exterior area here. So it's a different play on it, I guess. Maybe they'll have some variants or some other options for this as well. But I love the gun that they've got here. This is a great sort of railgun looking thing. Yeah, everything about it is really cool. I love we'll see in a second, it does show some side views and so on. So it does have this sort of shielded plate here with, I think, bodies or something on it, possibly, I don't know, but on this one we don't see it. But yeah, really interesting design, great sculpted base, and so yeah, it's up for pre-orders as of this video, I would imagine, so you can probably go on there and do that. Obviously the prices will vary depending on what country you're in and all that sort of thing, but yeah, overall a really fun model. So let's take a look at it and see what they say. So here we go. So yeah, it does actually have the bodies on it, so that's really cool. So and we've got a different, okay, so there's going to be some variants here. Obviously the gun's different here, we've got some different gun options and a different top as well. This is different from the other one that we've seen, so looks like there are going to be some variations here. So there are many different forms in which a demonic incursion may manifest, but none so frightening as those led by the forces of tyranny. Mechanical demon engines wreak havoc on the battlefield, rending and crushing those that oppose their battered frames of demon-wrought steel. Leading the vanguard are the Engines of Annihilation, massive constructs piloted by demons whose flesh has been sacrificially fused with their hellish chassis. Yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah, really nice. So we're getting some, I guess this has got some sort of 40k vibes going on here. You know, I mean, they're unapologetically, you know, inspired by GW stuff. You know, all their demons and so on are very much like the Chaos Gods. And here we're seeing a sort of, you know, Titans or something like that, or, you know, these sort of large walkers, and we're getting demon engines, you know, infused styles of them. So yeah, really nice details. You know, their resin quality is really great. If you haven't seen it before, I suggest checking it out. Creature Caster do some of the best resins out there, and especially for large models and that sort of thing. They get a lot of detail out of it, as you can see here. You know, we've got some really nice shapes going on. I love this top, actually. That's probably my favorite one. We've got some nice demon-looking shapes going on here. It is more organic. We've got this sort of ribbing coming down here. That's all my sort of style. I like doing that sort of organic shape into hard surface. I'm not really a fan of, like, or at least of sculpting very sort of angular type of hard surface. It's not really my thing. I like looking at it and enjoy it on models, but for me, sculpting it, not so much. So if you have a look in the down there, the Blighted Gods is my brand. If you check that, you can see I do a lot more organic shapes. In fact, the end screen that you'll see at the end of this video has one of my characters, and that all uses sort of bone armor, that sort of thing, and that's very reminiscent of this sort of shape language that we've got on the top here. So I'm not sure how large this one is, but it says the base, I think, is, yeah, okay, height, yep, so 14 centimeters. All right, that's pretty good, and 100 mil base. So yeah, relatively large model, and I like the addition of the options we've got here, different guns, that sort of thing. Let's see, yeah, so we've got some different choices, all looking really cool. Yeah, look, it's fun, right? Like, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who love these kinds of mech walkers and that sort of thing that are going to be really into this. A lot of Chaos players for 40k that will be curious about this particular item here, and I'm sure it's going to be fun to put together. I don't see this being a hard one. You know, it's relatively simple in terms of its design, so it should just go together pretty easy. You shouldn't have a hard time. Oh, I love this. Okay, so the back. Yeah, this is really great. I love the exhaust here, this sort of almost chitin-like carapace coming down here and into these really big shapes. This is a great piece just on its own. I mean, if you could order this separately, this would be a great accessory for a Demon Prince, for the front part of the Demon Prince, right? The loincloth. You could do something really fun with this. I love these horns, the way that they're sort of, you know, shaped and formed there with the almost chitinous separations all the way down. And then we got all these like lovely dangling skulls and so on. That's always great. Yeah, so you know, like, you know, this is a great model. I can see, you know, anyone who gets this is going to be happy. This is pretty cool. We've got some a small indication here of fabric, so the detail. So because this is all sculpted digitally, that they can really get into some of this. So they're just starting to add some surface finish to these fabrics, which is nice. That's something you don't always see in miniatures, is them including this. You see it in more effect sculpting and larger sculpts. They'll try to include more textural surfaces to things, but most miniatures tend to make them smooth. And I guess that's more for painters. They can choose how they want to paint it, but it is nice sometimes to get a little bit of this texture, which would be fun to dry brush or to do sort of more rougher style painting techniques to get a more a more rough finish, right? Which is appropriate for something like this, for a Chaos engine like this, or as they say, a Tyranny engine, I guess. Yeah, look, beautiful sculpt, a nice silhouette, great base. What can I say? It's going to be fun to get if you want to pick this up. So yeah, I don't know when it's going to actually release it, but it is up for pre-order. I don't think it says exactly the date, but it's got to be soon. I would imagine by Christmas or in the new year, I would imagine this will be released. So yeah, all good. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please hit that like button, subscribe button if you have, and I guess I'll catch you on the next one.